Hello you lot, Miller Corner here and welcome back to Super Seicento. And one of the defining elements of a modified car for me, particularly when it's quite as loud attention seeking as this one, is the exhaust. You want it to sound awesome. And this car hasn't always been brilliant at that. When we first did the engine swap, we put a 421 exhaust manifold on it, then an aftermarket cat, then a Sportex rear section. But that cat wasn't brilliant. It only just squeezed through the emissions test on an MOT. And if you want to look through the MOT history on this car, you'll see the amount of times it's had to be retested for emissions, where we've had to try different lambda sensors and get the car hot and do all kinds of stuff just to get it to scrape through on its emissions. Because an MPI Seicento, as standard, has what's called a mani cat, an exhaust manifold with the cat built into it, which gets hotter quicker. It got to the point where that aftermarket cat wasn't actually efficient enough to pass an MOT on emissions under any stretch. So in the end, we had to take the 4-branch manifold off, put the mani cat back on to pass its most recent MOT. And frankly, I was bored with that. It muffled the exhaust down, it didn't sound as good, and I wanted a car that was sounding good, but that could pass an MOT on emissions legitimately every time without all the faff. So it was time for a whole new exhaust. I spoke to Matt at Furious Driving, who recommended Maidstone Tyre and Exhaust Centre because they did a full custom system on his Alfa Romeo 145. The first job was to get the 4-branch back on, but I thought, let's do it properly, let's try and keep the heat in the engine bay down a bit. So I also heat wrapped it. Fiberglass wrap that goes all the way around the exhaust. You have these metal style cable ties that just generally keeps the heat of the exhaust isolated within the manifold rather than bleeding out into the engine bay, which makes things a lot hotter, which when we're driving in the summer or on track, it keeps the underbonnet temperatures down a bit. So with the heat wrap manifold completely done and then refitted, I drove it to Maidstone for the exhaust work to be done. Pretty exhaustive selection of parts here, wouldn't you say? Exhaustive work going on. I've been sent for a wander while they get on with taking the old exhaust off and fabricating the new one, and quite honestly, there's only so much you can film with pipes being moved around. They don't really want me down there because I'm not insured to be down in their little pit, which is fair enough. And I'm going to go for a wander. I'm filming this about 2 weeks before Christmas, so there is still snow on the ground, which means I have to be a little bit careful. For those of you going, oh, why did you drive the car in the snow? Main roads, they were clear, they've been gritted, it's fine. And the car is thoroughly under sealed and cavity waxed. We've done a whole video on it, go and watch it if you don't believe me that car's rust proof, believe me. And I'm not hideously unfit yet, by the way. I haven't eaten too many mince pies. It's just doing a bit of the old jogging, trying to keep fit before the Christmas mince pie rush. But yes, I can see an Aldi to go and buy some mad snacks, and hopefully in an hour or so I'll get a call from Maidstone Exhaust to say that my new mad system is ready. Oh. So there we go, 4-branch manifold, new cat with a bump for the O2 sensor, nice flexi, and then pipe all the way back, joined together nicely, all with custom made hangers around here and into this beautiful stainless steel silencer, and then that lovely stainless steel tip on it. Oh, can't wait to hear it. So the drive home involves just pulling out of Maidstone, so I can't really go silly or indeed above 30 because they are quite good with their speed cameras here, but just on first impressions, oh, that's a really nice rumble. That sounds really nice, just a little bit raughtier. Oh, that sounds so good. It's meaty and it's got a nice burble to it, but it's not intrusive. I don't feel embarrassed with how loud that is. Super Seicento, now making more mad noises than it ever has before, and it's all sorted. So on that note, thank you all very much for watching, see you soon, and have a good one.